What up, man? It's your boy Vigilante Styles, man. And it's been a minute, I know. I don't have anything to mix, man. I am working on a project, but they don't want me to like leak it or anything, so can't show you guys. But I can show you this. I made this beat though. It's supposed to be a request, right? It was this. I'm on buybeats.com, and they had a beat request thing, and for like 80s like Paula Abdul type of shit. I don't know if I get. Well, they didn't pick me, I guess. Whatever, but. I wanted to mix this beat over because I learned some stuff about Paula Abdul that she had recorded or at least been mixed on an SSL 4000G console. And I was like, oh, cool. Well, yeah, I got the plugin, right? So anyway, I love this plugin, man. I love all my plugins, dude. I do. But I don't know. This one's really grown on me. I think I've used it in a couple videos already. I've used the Waves version and it's cool too, but Brainworks is better, man. Let's be honest here. Brainworks, you can watch some shootout videos, man. Brainworks seems to get the closest to the actual character of the console, and that's what I want, right? I want the actual... I'm looking for the character of the console. Does it have to be exact? No. It just needs to be very close, right? And that's what this does. This is very close. No one's gonna fucking know, dude, when you're done mixing. When you're done mastering, no one's gonna know that was done on the computer. If it was done on the fucking console, dude, no one's gonna know because the character is so close. And the reason why I want the character to be so close is because there's a vibe. There's a vibe to that sound. That's why I want that. There's a vibe to that. I like the vibe. If they would have mixed on a different console, it would have changed the vibe and it wouldn't have probably sounded as good. So I made this beat. I'm going to show you right now, too, minimalism. You don't need all this shit. You don't need to buy the latest and greatest, newest plugin. Find a console that you like, right? As you see, I have a shit ton of them on the left side here. I think I bought every one of them on sale. They do $29.99 sales, $49.99 sales, vouchers, you name it from Plugin Alliance. So I'm over here just buying up all their consoles. Well, I found the one that I think I like the most. I like the E series also, and it's been a very, very close race between the E and the G, but I like a 4000, obviously, sound, which a lot of engineers are kind of like, no, I want the 9000, sounds, cleaner. Nah, bro, I don't want that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want the shit to sound like a fucking record to me, and the records that I've always liked were mixed on 4000s, right? SSL 4000s. So and this is the and I've heard the UAD, I've heard them all, man, and they all missed the mark, dude. This one is the closest sounding G channel there is to the real console. Oh, but you can get the real console. Well, okay, yeah, well, I don't have 50K, right? And plus, where the fuck am I gonna put it, right? So dumb. So anyway, so I'm just gonna do it here. Like, what the hell? Do it in the computer, man. Fuck, dude. But it's only 99% of the way there. The 0.1%, the 1% is noticeable. Bullshit. Hear that fucking stupid shit. The 1%. That's how I know it's not fucking analog. You fuck. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? 1%, bro. 1%. So this is 99% the sound of the actual console. And I would even say it's probably 100% the sound of the console they modeled. Okay? So go fuck off. All right? Jeez. You fucking can't do anything right for some people. God, all they just, you know what? They complain, right? They get $1 million. I don't have 2 million. Life sucks. FML. Jeez, fuck, man. This is good enough, man. This is about as good as it gets. I mean, maybe in the future they'll make something that sounds even more like the real G. It'll be a G version 2. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is enough, man. Makes me happy to work with this. And I mean, I like my other ones too. So find the one you like. Maybe you don't want an SSL. Maybe you go, oh, fuck SSL, so lousy, right? So you don't want to do SSL. Maybe you want to do Neve, right? You get the Lindell 80 series, the 50 series, you want the API sound, whatever, do that shit. Just find a plugin that you like. This because this is my minimalism thing. You'll realize you don't need all this shit. Like I realized too, I had all these different fucking like chains and stuff. I've gotten rid of them. I go, oh, what about pre-treating the tracks? So and then mixing on the quote unquote virtual SSL. No, I don't need to do that either. I'm literally taking my quote unquote digital tracks, right? And I'm going to run it through my virtual SSL, mix on my virtual SSL, and I'm going to go master with Ozone. And that's all. That's it. I'm not going to go through some sexy mastering service online or go pay some fucking dude to do it or whatever. When all I really need is a tonal balance, make it loud, and throw a little tape saturation and call it a day, right? Like, that's about all you need to do. You don't need these fucking chains, man. That's why the music sounds all fucked up. Think about it. The music that you hear right now sounds fucked up, audio-wise. Oh, they're slamming it into limiters. Yeah, but they're also got plug-in stacks on top of it all. Oh, just adding more and more shit to the sound to eventually it just sounds like a blob of shit, which is what you're hearing in all the top 40 hits. Just a blob of fucking digital shit, you know? And oh, well, there's some analog in there. Well, I can't tell. They fucking destroyed the sound so much. I can't fucking tell. It all sounds like trash to me. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I'm here, guys. I'm here to try to teach you guys how to not make trash. You know, and I mean, don't get me wrong, my music, I don't know, you can say it's trash, but at the very minimum, at least the quality sounds fire, right? That's what you guys follow me for, right? That's why you guys like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, is because you must like what I'm doing, right? Or maybe like me. Maybe like my shit talking. I don't know. But anyway, let me show you how minimal this shit is. I'm gonna show you the beat too, the whole beat process. So I got these drums, right? I got this drum from the Bivker Baker, whatever the hell, Lin drums, right? So I got these, and then, you know, for my drums, and then I got this, check this out, right? Are you sitting down, right? I use this. NFL Studio plugin? Are you fucking out of your mind? I am. I'm using Safe Samir Synthwave. Which is free, by the way. You can go to the little free section here and you can get it. And then I'm using the sound Lucida, which I thought sounded pretty cool for my my chords and stuff. And then I got this free plugin called Tyrell N6 UHE, and this is I'm using a bass off of it. It sounds like a Juno or something. It's kind of like a Juno. And then once again, I went back to Flex, and I went to Essential Guitars, which you can get those for free. I'm using the muted Strat. And then here, I went back to Flex. Dude, Flex. Oh, time to have sex. Anyway, the Flex plugin. I went back to the Safe Samir Synthwave, and I'm using this other sound called Monique, whatever the hell. Monoqui. And then I went to Citrus. What the fuck? You're using fucking... What the fuck's wrong with you? You're using fucking stock FL Studio sounds. You're not using Nexus. Ugh. You're not using Omnisphere or whatever the hell they're using nowadays. I don't even know what they're using nowadays. I'm still using this shit. Because I've go, dude, it has a good little violin and ensemble. It sounds like synth strings to me. I turn the attacks down and the pitch up by 12 and it's fire, right? And that's all I need. Then a couple more from the Synthwave, the Baker Bivker Synthwave drum kit for some toms. And then a crash from the from a drum kit is very hard to find, actually. It's called the Buck 3000 drums from Sound Mob when they used to exist. And I think if you dig around like on the internet for K-Rock Buck 3000 drums, you'll find them. Anyway, they're really nice sounding drums. And they were made, I think, by a dude that I knew, a producer that goes by Vince V Tracks, I think. And he was in Los Angeles. And I met him way back in the days when they had rockbattle.com. That's where I met this dude. And he was like selling these drum kits, and so I scooped them up a long time ago. Apparently, they're processed either through analog gear or just on a high quality computer, and he was running the plugins. I don't know, but they sound good. He did a real good job making these drum kits, really good sounds, and they have a really good tone to them already. Before you even start mixing, they already sound really good. I think he processed them either through hardware API shit, I think, for the Buck 3000 drums and a few others. He processed through probably the Waves plugins, I'm thinking of the SSL 4000, collection or whatever. He was using those, but I think he rendered them like really high quality, and then dithered them down to like 44.1 or something of that nature, because they sound really good. Like, sound better than what I would do with those plugins. So I was like, well, no, they're good. So they're at a good starting point, and then from there I can, based on whatever sounds I'm using, I can just mix with my Brainworks plugin and get shit sounding pretty fire. So anyway, that's that. Now we talk about the mix. What am I doing? It's literally just this is my bus compressor, because master bus compressor on a SSL console. This is an SSL bus compressor. I know it's not in the same layout as a typical SSL bus compressor, because this is the Townhouse bus compressor. But it is a Townhouse bus compressor, was a SSL bus compressor made at Townhouse Studios in London from parts from an SSL bus compressor. So therefore they made their own, and people even to this day kind of feel like this compressor even probably sounds better than the G series bus compressor that you find on the center section on a G series SSL console, and on the newer ones as well. However, now you got to think, we are in the computer, right? So which one has a better emulation of a bus compressor, an SSL bus compressor? And a lot of people feel like this emulation sounds closer to a hardware SSL bus compressor than like the Waves or whatever, or a few others. Even like the Glue. The Glue has no saturation. I don't think it does. So, I mean, this gives you a little bit of some hardware saturation as well, along with the bus compression. Sounds real nice. And I think it adds a nice little bass bump too, the things. And then, of course, for mixing, it is literally just BX console, SSL 4000G. That's it. That's all. That and the bus compressor. We're done, right? And then all this other stuff, this was like production level shit. Like putting this fruity delay, vintage chorus, fruity flanger, fruity blood overdrive. I mean, that was all production level stuff. There was a sound I was going for on this Strat. And then of course we're going to mix with the SSL, right? Now you're going, why is my gate doing this? It's because the vintage chorus has a little noise going through it. That's why. So it's actually triggering the gate to open a little. That's fine. That doesn't bother me. Everything else is a solid closed gate, as you can see. And it's nice they already have that set for you. If you get the 9000J plugin from Brainworks, you have to set your gate. But otherwise, they set it for you automatically on the 4000s. So that's cool. That makes my life easier. So anyway, why don't we mix it now, right? So you can see, and I'm trying a new compression technique that I learned. Okay, I'll tell you it before I start, because once I'm going, I'm not fucking talking, right? So a compression technique that I learned recently that apparently people did on SSL consoles, and it sounds good. I've been doing this now for a while. Turn the threshold all the way up, turn the ratio all the way down, and now we're on drums. You're going to turn the release all the way down, but on sounds you just leave the non-percussion related sounds. You just leave the release at 4, in the middle. But you do this, and then you put the EQ before the compressor, which I already do that anyway, right? Pre-DYN, you just turn that on. And then you only move the ratio knob until you get about 3 decibels gain reduction, and then you start messing around with your EQ. And then whatever you do at the end of, if it adds more, gain reduction, then it does, right? But that's what you do. They also said do that with your filters, but on the Brainworks one, the filters are already, when you put this, before the compressor, when you put pre-DYN EQ, I believe the filters are also going there too. I mean, because they don't have split. So I'm just assuming they're going right before the compressor as well. And if not, I mean, oh well, who gives a fuck, really, to be honest. I mean, I hardly use these damn things. I mean, I use them, but I hardly do, They're on by default, by the way, and I just leave them. Right. So that's another thing too. They set a lot of things up for you, like the way you would probably be using if you were on the console. You already be doing this shit, turning these on and turning this on and whatever. So anyway, that's the nice thing about getting this plugin. So I'm gonna do that. I don't link the compressors. I don't. I left and right channel, so I want them independent, and I'm just doing because I think it adds a cool stereo effect to things. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm gonna do this on every sound. That's how I'm setting my compressor. That's the starting point for the drums, right? And if it's like regular sounds like bass and everything else, then this is the starting point. But since that's a kick drum, we're gonna start like that. You're gonna hear how good that sounds. Let's go ahead and get going. If I can talk for an hour, you guys know that. I can talk for hours, as a matter of fact. You guys know that. So I'm gonna stop talking. Let's get mixing, right? That's what you're here for. Let's go. Doesn't that beat make you happy? It's a happy beat, man. We need happy music, man, in today's world. So anyway, this was a excuse me. This was a what do you call it? Like it was an 80s, like late 80s, pop, R&B beat, in the kind of in the fashion of Paula Abdul. Probably not exactly something she would use, but kind of in that flavor, the Paula Abdul flavor is what I was going for. And of course we mixed it. See how easy that mixing was? Dude, you guys are overthinking this shit. Like, that was easy. And it sounds great. Like, go compare that to anything you're fucking hearing on the radio right now. Psh, blows it away. I mean, and it's simple. That's the whole thing. It's simple. One plugin, dude. Your console. Use your console, right? Dr. Dre, where we talk about Dr. Dre. What does he do? He mixes on the console. He hardly uses anything outboard. You don't need to go buy all these plugins, man. So like what I've done, don't do what I've done. Look at all these fucking plugins I have. I never use them. I have the black box. I don't use it. I don't have why would I need it? I don't need it. Maybe, it's kind of like buying shoes or something, like, dude, I have the shoes that I wear, or cars or something. Well, it's the car I always drive. I'll use the other ones. I don't know. I mean, I have all these other things here. I never use them. I got the Kirchhoff EQ. I don't fucking use it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need it. I don't need all these plugins, man. They've gotten enough of my money, man. They can go build a spaceship to fucking Mars now with all the money I've given them. When all I've needed was just this. Just grab this bad boy. I mean, don't get me wrong. Demo them and try them out, But in the end, I don't need them. This is all I need. Mix on the SSL console, glue it with the bus compressor. It's done. Simple. Everything else I can use stock plugins for. Blood Overdrive. That was kind of a saturator. I use that. Fruity Flanger. Stock. Vintage Chords. Stock. Fruity Delay. Stock. FL Studio. Oh, you gotta use Pro Tools or you're not a pro. Well, I'm sorry. SSL console's a fucking pro. Right? Like, come on, Don't need to hear that stupid shit. And I'm already done, man. I've talked more than I've actually worked on the music in this video. This is all you need. This is why people fucking, like, I'm not gonna sit here and try to sell you into these different plugins. Find the one you like, man. You don't want to do SSLG, wherever you like the sound of the other ones. Maybe you want to use a Focusrite or whatever. Use whatever. But that's the concept. Just mix through a console, right? Recreate one in your workstation, mix through your console, print your mix. Mastering, it's Ozone, man. Like, I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you right now, it's Ozone. And I'm going to be a bigger shit about it. You don't even need the newest version of Ozone. If you have Ozone 8 and above, as long as it's got Master Assistant, bro, it's all you need, man. And they're going, oh, no, but a mastering engineer. No, bro, you need my fucking Baxandall EQ, and it's got to be hardware, and then my manly massive passive, and my fucking AD converters and all those shit's going to give you a sound. It's going to give you a vibe. Nah, man. Fuck all that. You know what you need? Ozone, Master Assistant. Right? And that's all you need. Because the Master Assistant will pretty much dial it in. I mean, dude, I almost never even correct what Master Assistant does. Like, that's how often Master Assistant gets shit done right. And this is the old version, fucking Ozone 8. Ozone 10, though, you can get all these curves and all this other shit. You don't need the curves, man. Right? Go get some good monitors. Quit being a dick. Right? What about your room, bro? Dude, put your fucking desk against the wall. Now, fuck the room, right? The room's not contributing anything. Mix it low volume. That kind of shit, so you don't have room reflection. Fuck, man. And look, you can hear the room reflection when I'm talking in the mic because I'm talking loud and I'm talking into a microphone that's picking all this shit up, dude. That's why, I mean, duh. But I'm not hearing all this reflection that much in reality, right? And my brain can focus on my monitors. All that shit. Get Slate VSX. Fucking bullshit. You don't need that shit. Go to Guitar Center, lazy motherfuckers, right? And go get you a pair of Yamaha HS5s. I mean, you can get Rocket Pros, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how good a KRK Rockets are. But get these fucking Yamaha HS5s. They are perfectly fine. They're studio fucking grade quality shit. You can have in your fucking house, right? That's all you need. Well, I can't hear the bass. Dick, right? When you get used to fucking mixing on these, you'll know your bass, right? You'll know how much bass you're putting into shit because you'll get used to listen to music on your monitors. You know what I'm saying? And then mix on these. You can't go wrong with HS5s or HS7s or HS8s, right? Yamaha, dude. Yamaha makes the NS10, dude. But this is the modern day NS10 because they don't make NS10s anymore. They make the HS5s. Get those. Right? Magic is in the mid-range. That's what these give you. You can hear the highs and shit too on here. They're not gone. You know what I'm saying? And mix. So there you go. Here's all you need to mix. You need to recreate a console. I like the SSL console because of the bus compressor predominantly, and I like the sound. It's pretty clean, but it gives a tiny bit of character, like mid-rangey shit with the G. And it's got a badass a fucking channel compressor is badass on it, man. Let's be honest, man. That's what we like the SSL sound. It's a big, sexy sound. Dude, get the fucking plug-in. Get the Brainworks one because it's the closest sounding to the real shit. Get that one. Get the bus compressor. Now you have your fucking console. Mix on that. Get some fucking monitors. Quit being a dick. Right? So you can hear shit correctly when you're mixing. And then that's it. That's all you fucking need, guys. And then Ozone. That's your mastering engineer. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it. Mastering engineers are gonna fucking fry my ass for this. I'm sorry, guys, but AI has taken your job. Master Assistant took your job, dude. I hate to say it. They took your job, bro. Find something else to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I've heard like masters from like fucking like, you know, good mastering engineers, and it sounds fine, they sound good, but let's be honest here, if your mix is already fire, there's not much the mastering engineer needs to be doing. So Master Assistant, right? Master Assistant took their job, and that's it. And I mean, okay, you know, well, if I don't have good monitors, well, get good monitors, ass, right? Don't spend your money on fucking hoes. Don't get me wrong, they're fun, right? Cocaine. Don't be doing drugs anyway, man. Stop that shit, right? Don't be spending money on that fucking shit. Spend money on shit that you care about, which is your music career, right? Go buy some fucking monitors, man. These HS5s, I think they were like $200 a piece. So I think I overall spent $400. I mean, you spend more on that on a fucking iPhone, right? So go get damn monitors. Quit being a dick. And then, you know what I'm saying? A computer. I mean, I got a gaming laptop. That's what I'm communicating with you guys on. You don't need a lot of sexy shit, man. And then Ozone. You know what I'm saying? I mean, get tonal balance control if you're that concerned, right? Just to be sure that everything's looking good on the way out. Throw tonal balance control in here. Of course, I'm not even mastering, so I guess that doesn't really matter. But we can check it just to see if the mix is fine. Here, let's take a look and see if my mix is fucked up. See that shit? It's in the curve. Done. I didn't even need tonal balance control. That's just to prove to you that I know what I'm talking about. Right? I did that all by fucking ear. Because why? I have decent monitors. Well, apparently my room isn't lying to me. Right? Because I'm not using my room. I'm telling you. Monitors, your virtual SSL console, you're done. Right? If you like Harrison Mix Bus, use Harrison Mix Bus if you like that. Whatever. But that's all you need, basically. Your virtual console, your monitors, that's it. And then Master Assistant, bro. And I haven't even mastered this, and it's already, the fucking tone is already there. What is Master Assistant going to have to do at this point? Like, very little shit. I don't need to send this to a fucking mastering house. Fuck all that, right? Master Assistant, get it done. set the levels, how loud it should be, all this other shit or whatever, fine tune things or whatever, and then add tape saturation, right? Ozone's tape is fire. Okay, here I'll give you a tidbit. One more before we go. So Ozone 8, you could, or maybe all and up, will come with vintage tape, right? Now, this is the Vigilante Styles realistic sounding master tape. So you don't want fucking all sorts of stupid artifacts in there. You want this for the saturation. So what I like to do is go. Well, let's make sure my mic is on. I'm not ever talking, and you guys are like, "Oh, what's he doing? He's not saying anything." Anyway, I don't mess with the input drive. I leave it at 30 because 30 inches per second. That's gonna be your master tape. You want high quality tape, so you want to go at fastest speed, right? Bias 1.5 harmonics. This gives you even harmonics along with the harmonics that are in there, which is probably odd harmonics. Leave this shit alone. Low emphasis 2 and 4. Leave that alone. Put this to 5. Boom. And make sure this is at the beginning of the chain. So, like, if you were to do this in Ozone itself, right? I'll just go launch Ozone. But I'm not going to do the mastering here. Do this in a separate session. Don't do it here. Right? You're going to take the vintage tape. You're going to put it first in the chain because it's going to go to the tape machine. And then set... But do your master assistant first, right? And then go throw the vintage tape at the front here. Set it to 1.5 and the harmonics at 5. That's it. It's done. Shit sounds like fucking real tape machine. It's beautiful. Like the way that the character of tape machine, except you don't have wow and flutter, tape hiss and all that other shit. Maybe there is a little tape hiss here. I mean, I think it's actually probably getting it from this plugin. Let me turn this one, turn Vintage Chorus off, and let's see if it's still doing that shit. Okay, now there's nothing. That was Vintage Chorus causing that. Okay? So, you don't have noise. You don't need it. You just want the character of the tape. Right? Perfect. You don't need the fucking noise and stuff. So that means then you basically have really clean tape that you printed to, and then that can go to like a real tape deck if you're going to put shit on cassette tape for people who want cassette tapes. When it goes to CD, it'll have the character, or if you're just going to sell, like most people do, MP3s, WAV files and shit, streaming and all this other stuff, well, it's going to have the nice tape character, but without the shit that we don't like from tape, right, in it. So perfect, right? That's all you need. That is all you need, man. So let me go over that again. Now, if you're dealing with like vocals, you're gonna need you're gonna need a vocal chain. It is what it is. You're gonna need, but it's not gonna be much. Once again, it's probably gonna be like well, for the most part, I mean, for me, I usually use like Vocal Writer. I don't like Waves, but I like the Vocal Writer from them. My vocal chain will usually involve Vocal Writer early on in the chain, probably like first. Right, and then I'll use a fruity limiter because Vocal Writer takes a second to adjust the thing. So sometimes if a guy comes in going right at the very beginning when he starts to rap or something, you want to control that. So I just use a fruity limiter at that point and just bring it down to the overall level of their vocal. And then so it just smashes down immediately that super loud vocal in the beginning before Vocal Writer can start getting things done. So it'd be Vocal Writer first, then it would be like Fruity Limiter, and then after that, I would go into correction. I would do the de-esser first, and people go, why would you do it first as opposed to doing it after the compressor, right, on your channel strip? Because I want to correct sibilance from that point on, so that I can sweeten the sound and it sounds more natural, right? So actually, I put the de-esser first, then I do the fader ride shit, right? Vocal Writer, the limiter to control the level of the vocals going in, so I have a nice steady signal going into the virtual SSL, which then I do this. you know, the new SSL compressor trick. It's not a new one. It's just a new one that I know. And then once again, EQ into your compressor, and everything sounds wonderful. And then in the end, shit sounds amazing. And so that's probably all you would need for the vocal chains. De-esser. You don't need vocal writer. You probably could just get away with the limiter part, right? So you probably just do vocal writer, fruity limiter, and then your SSL channel strip. And then boom. Fucking done, right? That's like 3 plugins. 4 if you want to do the vocal writer trick like I was talking about. And that's it. So overall, very minimal. In total, you're going to use your fucking, okay, you're going to recreate your SSL console. Channel strip, bus compressor. Boom. Next, you're going to have probably a reverb and a delay that you like and a de-esser, right? So that's about 5 plugins. Okay. And then, of course, a limiter maybe for that reason. So that's 6. And then 7, it's ozone, bro. And that's it. You're fucking done. 7 fucking plugins, man. That's all you need to live your life. You know? You can mix anything with those 7 plugins. If you can't, then you suck at mixing, bro. You need to watch more of my videos. You need to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Even if you're a pro at mixing, because maybe I'm talking about some stuff that is interesting to you. Maybe I'm coming up with different ideas. And I'm mixing in FL Studio. Oh, what about Studio One, bro? What about Studio One? I don't need to. You know why? Because I don't need to. That's, once again, it's just putting extra shit in my sound. It sounds good, don't get me wrong. I just don't need to, because I'm making the beat in FL Studio, mix in FL Studio, right? So that, I even think too, you could probably just do your whole mixes in FL Studio. FL Studio is fire nowadays, man. What about Pro Tools? Pro Tools this and that. You're not a pro if you don't use Pro Tools. Dude, I'm using professional tools. I don't need Pro Tools. Oh, for a Pro Tools session, nobody ever sends me one. They send me Waves. So I don't need Pro Tools. Why don't they just send you Waves? Why would anybody send you a Pro Tools session nowadays? Just send Waves. My God, the Waves are going to go with it, right? Like, just send the Waves. Just cook it, whatever plugins you guys are using in your session. Cook that shit and just send your quote-unquote, your Wave tracks, right? We don't call them stems because stems imply, like, you know, multiple shit comp to a track. Probably a bus. You're sending your buses basically as your stems. But in this case, but people call them stems too. But basically sending these tracks or stems, right? And just throw it in FL Studio, man. Go do your thing. FL Studio doesn't sound professional enough. Bullshit on that too. Bull fucking shit. Dude, it's fucking literally doing the exact same shit Pro Tools is doing. Pro Tools doesn't have a sound. FL Studio has no sound because it has no what? Has no saturation and character. You have to add that shit. It is a fucking blank canvas, just like Pro Tools is. And you go put your fucking plug it. This is the character. You ain't hearing no fucking you ain't hearing FL Studio. You're hearing an SSL, is what you're hearing at the end of the mix. That's what you're hearing. It's the plugins. And the stock plugins to do the basic shit are just fine in FL Studio. And some of them are really, really good, especially LuxVerb. LuxVerb is amazing. LuxVerb is as simply amazing. As a matter of fact, I think it is the best sounding reverb I've ever heard. And I have Pro R, FabFilter Pro R, which I was using before this. I think fucking LuxVerb is amazing. And that's a stock plugin with FL Studio. You can't get that in fucking Pro Tools, bruh. I'm sorry. The only stock plugin in Pro Tools that I think is pretty fire is their de-esser. I ain't gonna lie. Their de-esser is fire in Pro Tools. That is it. But I don't miss it. I got Pro DS. I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? I don't need it. But I mean, I'm just saying that's the coolest plugin I think that Pro Tools has is their stock de-esser. And that's it. You can do everything in FL Studio. As a matter of fact, I think the plugins sound better in FL Studio than they do in Pro Tools because Pro Tools uses AAX, and but it's imparting the way that it's rendering the sound in a way. It kind of changes it. So I go, well, Pro Tools doesn't have a sound per se, but the way that it's allocating resources is influencing the sound quality of the plugins. And I think the plugins sound a little different in Pro Tools than they do in FL Studio. I seem to get a cleaner sounding mix in FL Studio for some reason, but it's not because FL Studio is doing something to the sound per se. It's just the way that the coding is, the resource allocation toward the plugins seem more stable, and therefore you're getting a higher sound quality. But that's what I'm saying. But otherwise, it's no sound. I mean, if I turn all the plugins off here and I go into a session in Pro Tools, turn all those plugins off, and just fucking print the mixes in both, and then do a null test, they're going to null against each other hard, right? Because it's literally nothing. There's no character. It's just something like that, you know, the way that shit's being processed. Both use the ASIO driver. So, you know, once again, what the fuck? You know, just mix in FL Studio, man. Call it a fucking day. That's all you need. You have everything you need right here, and people are just fucking ungrateful. I swear. It is what it is. Anyway, if you like my videos, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Watch my other videos. Communicate with me in the comments. Don't be a dickhead. Don't be talking shit to me. I delete those things. But if you have like some genuine disagreements, I'm open for it. I love a good debate, right? And we can agree to disagree. That's cool. And if you agree, even better. Definitely leave a comment if you agree with me, because I like my echo chamber that I have here in YouTube. I don't like my echo chambers, guys. Yes, we all agree this is the best way to mix. Yeah. But anyway, sorry I don't make enough videos, guys, but I do have plenty of them out there. So I definitely, if you just watch them all, by the time you get through them all, I'll probably have a new video up by then. And then you won't have to feel like you're being left out or that I'm not putting up enough content. It's really all due to not having enough music. And I mean, unless you guys just love my beats that much. If you guys love my beats that much, I'll make videos about my beats, you know, or whatever, because I just don't have a full song to mix. That's what it is. I'm just mixing my beats. You want to send me a song and it's okay, it's cool, I can make a video to it. Send me a song to mix. I'll mix it. I'll put it on the video like I did for what's his name? Guy Jan Vectol, I think is his name. I did a mix of his stuff. He was a viewer, so, and no, free of charge. I'll mix it for free, and I put it up on my YouTube. So that's how I'm getting paid for the monetization of the video. But otherwise, but for you get to see the process. You get to hear me talk about it. I get to put a video up. So if you guys want to help, you know, give me content, that's great, man. I would love it. I'll mix your music, put it on my my YouTube channel, the mixing session. I'm sorry, and then of course, then you could also guide your fans to go, hey, this is how, you know, who mixed it and how it was done and whatever. So anyway, I'm gonna go do some other things, as a matter of fact. So you guys be good, and till we meet again, it's your boy Vigilante Styles, and I'm out. Peace.